Well, good afternoon and welcome inside our Ardrossan Recreation Center as the Titans head home for their first game here in Ardrossan in, well, quite a few weeks, should I say. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action this afternoon between the Crude Tier 2 and the Sherwood Park Titans. Your starting goaltenders this afternoon for the Crude, double zeros. Parker Connolly gets the call. And between the pipes for the Titans, number 1, Ty Mitchell. As referees are doing their final checks with the benches, we'll get underway here shortly. We thank you so much for tuning in to CROW LAX TV. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Be notified every time we go live all season long. Junior B Tier 1, Junior B Tier 2, Senior B, and Alberta Major Female. So referees just bringing the game sheet back over to the box. As Barrel in the dot for the Titans. For the Crude, it's going to be Greenwood taking this opening draw. Ball is down, whistle's blown, and we are underway from in Ardrossan as off the opening draw. Crude going to come away with it. The captain, Robertson, brings it across, looking for an open slot pass to Hodges. Just misses the stick, and Titans are going to pick that one up, move back right to left. The Titans wearing the black, green, and yellow. Crude in the white and purple. It's the Titans deep in the zone. Ball gets knocked loose by the Crude, picked up, and Crude trying to move it out. Ball's currently sitting loose and finally going to be picked up by Simpson. As the 8 seconds are going to expire, Titans get a free possession here. Is coming into the zone and taking a quick shot was Gadbois. Popped out by Connolly. As now McNally runs it up the close side. Slows it down just inside. Bounce pass over to Ballantyne. Ballantyne lobs it across the floor and looking to cut in. Can't quite find his way around as Morgan. Morgan being covered very nicely. Ball moving around the outside. Finally finds a lane in, getting a shot off and puts it just wide as Hendricks. As the 30-second shot clock is going to expire. So Titans awarded this one. Up at the top, Little. Moves it down, close side to Puck. Puck waiting, trying to go across, bounces it over off the floor to Heft. As now fires one as Heft, and he puts it home. And the Titans get on the board first. It's 1-0. Sherwood Park doing a nice job picking up the loose ball on the far side boards, walking it in, and from pretty far out, Heft just throws one on net, finds its way past Connolly. Head coach Griffin Carey of the Titans giving some quick words over to Way. That's ball down. As he takes the draw. He's just holding it there. Just can't quite beat Greenwood right now. And finally it pops out. And the Titans going to come away with it. Patterson picks it up, being defended. Keeps the ball. Over on the far side corner. Looking to fire one, opts to pass it up to the top instead. Now back down low into the far side corner. Running it back up top is Tellier. Tellier just a lob pass over to Puck. Puck goes back down onto the far side boards and a shot that Connolly stops. Titans, though, fighting for this loose ball possession in the far side corner. Just sitting there, scooped out by the Titans, trying to bring it in and getting a shot off as there is going to be a Crude possession now off a nice save by Connolly down low. Smith passes off. Bourne running it in and taking a sharp angle shot that bounces into the far side corner, picked up by one of his teammates. Now bounce pass back to Bourne, trying to look back door. Back up the floor, Gillette. Passes off to Barrel. Barrel now holds it, being covered, trying to find a passing lane, gets a bit of assistance there by Potvin. As now firing one down low is Little. Still 6 seconds on the shot clock. Just trying to get it down lower. The Titans, 2 seconds. They've got to get one on net, and it's going to expire before they even are able to throw it on net. The shot afterwards bounced all the way down right in front of Mitchell. Comes back out to the red line. Ballantyne being covered, knocked out of the stick by Amiot. Now trying to back in against Ballantyne. Skirts back along the blue line. Trying to go to Tellier. Tellier missed the initial, but puck was swooped in to pick that one up anyway. Looking to wind, fire one on Connolly. Nice job by Patterson to read that open shot lane. As now Nichols passes up, and it's going to be a partial breakaway opportunity here for the Crude, and saved by Mitchell. McNally was all alone with a man a step behind him. Couldn't quite find his way into the twine. This now ball going to be awarded to the Crude deep in Titans territory. Ballantyne at the top. Passes down. Hendricks with a quick shot. Now, sorry, that was McNally with a quick shot off a Hendricks quick pass. Ball loose, picked up by the Crude, just hovering everywhere. Odd man right now. Ballantyne goes to Hendricks. Hendricks lost possession. Ballantyne able to scoop that one right back up. Ballantyne up to McNally. McNally back to Ballantyne. Low shot. Hits a body in front. Ball currently sitting loose. And scooped up again by McNally. Ballantyne again. Low shot. Hits another body in front. The Titans just positioning themselves well defensively. As now the Titans get to go back to work on the offensive. As Little covered on the close side boards. Bit of a scrum along the boards, just ball now popping out. Rolling along the floor. Selgren grabs that one. Selgren in, bounce shot goes wide. Amiot up through center, was looking for Allen. Allen missed the initial, and it was a Crude player that picked it up and gets knocked down. Some words being exchanged here, nothing more going to come of that. But the Crude are going to gain possession off of that hit. Greenwood. His pass that looked like it may have been intended for Morgan was actually picked off there by Bassinger. As Bassinger trying to walk in, gets hit a little bit high, ref's arm in the air, and penalty. First penalty of this game is going to go to the Crude. So the Crude going to get the first taste of the sin bin, as it's going to be a 2-minute hold here. As McNally trying to plead his case to no avail. And the Titans going to get the first power play opportunity of this one. As Bassinger gets it started for the Titans on the man advantage. Up at the top with Bassinger. A few back and forth to some of his teammates. It's Little with it. Little trying to go across to Gadbois. Ball was knocked loose, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Titans maybe need to fire one. They do fire one just wide, however. So Crude possession here. Already 30 seconds gone by. In the penalty is Robertson's going to walk in all alone and get a shot off shorthanded. Mitchell with the nice save. Spin move by the Titans, just trying to cross the half as Hoover. Ballantyne, nice defensive effort. Hoover able to cross the half just in time. And now they're going to go to work as Little holds it. Popped out to the top for Patterson. Now down low, it's Heft. Patterson. And a shot goes wide by Little. Picked up by the Titans as they tried to get one back on the net. Couldn't quite beat the 30-second shot clock. So now the Crude back across the half as Nichols has it. Nichols on the close side boards. Shoved into the boards and knocked loose by Patterson. Amiot pops it out to Patterson. Patterson through 3 defenders. Maybe he holds it though, however. Nice job by him. Just looking for Gadbois on the far side. Missed his stick, picked up by the Crude. And an outlet pass that was intended for Bourne. Hit a stick actually pretty close to the passer. Titans Crude, great job on the PK. Preventing the Titans from, I believe, even getting a single shot on that entire power play opportunity. As we're back 5-on-5. Smith still with it. Pops it out so he can go for a change. And it ends up in the stick of Way. Way up to Allen. Ball currently bouncing and loose. Tellier with it now. Tellier runs up top. Waits for the reinforcements. Over to Gadbois, far side corner. Gadbois back across up to the top. And looking to maybe fake a shot was Puck. And there's the real shot by Barrel on the close side. Simpson. Hendricks. Hendricks gets it knocked out of his stick. Nice defensive effort by Amiot. Amiot and Hendricks just going after one another. And finally, Amiot slips free, walks in, cuts back. With 11 minutes to go here in the first period. Little. Passing off, trying to push his way in as Heft already with the 1 in this game. And now getting around everybody on a breakaway opportunity is going to be Smith, as coming in was Patterson to stop him up from getting all of the shot that he wanted. Ball bounces all the way back down to the Crude. They're saying it went off a Titan, so was not called an over and back. It's Hoover. Not happy with them calling. I don't know if they were calling in 8 seconds or what exactly was there. Nonetheless, Crude possession now as we close in on the halfway point. Ballantyne trying to get around his man. Outlet pass right into the front, and getting a shot off was Bourne. Picked up by Greenwood. McNally down on the far side boards. Is faking a cut in front is Boissonneau. Bassinger moving in 1-on-1. Bassinger takes a hard hit up high. No penalty is going to come up on that play. I thought maybe he was hit up in the head, but the referees are going to see otherwise. McNally 1-on-1 against Potvin into the zone. Holds it right in front. Missed everybody. As ball goes out of Amiot's stick into the bench. We'll see who they call this possession to. As they are going to call it possession for the Crude as we get the halfway point media break of the first, which means this is a good time to tell you that Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the CROW LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more today by visiting them on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. So 9:17 to go here in the first. 1-0 Titans lead after an early marker by Archer Heft. Since then, a good back and forth affair. Shot opportunities aplenty. It's really down to a goaltender battle right now between Mitchell and Connolly. Once again, thank you for tuning into CROW LAX TV. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and X as well at CROW LAX TV. The referee's having a discussion right now with head coach Griffin Carey of the Titans. As we are back underway, Crude trying to get something going. They're going to award this ball to the Titans, however, before the Crude can get any sort of extended opportunity. Way with it. Brings it into the zone, waiting for everybody to make their change off. Way being covered by Nichols. Gets it over to Puck. Puck. Bouncing that ball all the way across. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Titans got to make something happen fast as they do get one in the general direction of the net, but that's about where that ends as ball bounces up into the netting and Crude get awarded the ball. Brown. Hoover on him. Spin move. Popped out to Ballantyne. Close side boards. Back across the floor for Greenwood. Greenwood winds and fires one. Hits a body in front and just bounces to Mitchell. Gives it off to Amiot. And moves it in back into Crude territory. Gadbois. With Potvin. Back to Gadbois. Gadbois, a lane in, gets a shot off on Connolly. Now right in front, I believe intended for Little. And the Titans do get another shot off as Connolly's going to fall on it, and a penalty coming up on the play. As the Crude head back to the box one more time. To be a 2-minute slashing call here. Against the Crude on Simpson. So Simpson sits for 2 for slashing. Second power play opportunity of this game for the Titans. 0 for 1 so far on the afternoon. Little. Out at the top, Potvin. Or sorry, my apologies, not Potvin, Bassinger. Getting a nice shot off on the close side. Was Little. Connolly, though, comes up with a big stop there. Ball knocked loose. Titans keep it in the zone. It's going to be a 3-on-1 opportunity here for the Titans as it goes across. Shot! And scores. They're going to say that, though, he steps in the crease, and they are going to immediately call that no goal. And what an opportunity for the Titans, and just an extra little step, maybe even a few centimeters, as I thought he was on the right side of the crease as a Crude player goes down and Titans regain possession. As an outlet pass for Gadbois gets picked off by Selgren, as I thought that he was outside of the crease, but from my angle, I guess he had maybe some toes just over that line. Hendricks on the close side trying to kill off as much time as he can on the penalty kill. 10 seconds left on the Crude shot clock, and then another 56 to go in the power play as the Crude do get a shot off and do get, well, should get a fresh 30 to work with. They actually did not reset the shot clock. Referees, though, signaling for it as the Crude get another shot off And they're not resetting the shot clock nearly as fast as they normally do. This ball rolling on the floor, picked up by the Titans. 32 seconds to go as they're going to award this to the Crude 8-second violation. Lassard. Up the close side boards into the close side corner, knocked into the boards hard by Allen and just being rubbed out. Maintaining possession, however. Impressive job by Lassard. 8 seconds left on the shot clock and another 10 left in the penalty. So the Crude going to do a nice job killing off a good majority of the penalty. So the Crude coaching staff is not pleased with something there as the Titans back into the zone 3-on-3. Gadbois with it. Gadbois runs it back out, gets a shot off that goes up into the netting as he gets knocked down. The Crude coaching staff was yelling. I don't know if they were yelling about maybe an extra shot after the shot clock had expired or what it exactly was, as Robertson is going to bring it in for the Crude. 2-on-1 with Ballantyne, gets a shot off. And the Titans regain. Bassinger slowly crosses the half. Dishes over to Patterson. Patterson trying to go backdoor for Tellier. This ball gets knocked loose. And the opposing 12s of Tellier and McNally were getting into it a little bit here, as now the Crude get a shot off on a breakaway opportunity by Lassard and stopped by Mitchell. Up the boards, Way slows it down inside Crude zone. Potvin. Out to Barrel. Barrel winds, fires one on Connolly, and that's going to go off Connolly into the netting. Titans possession, 4.5 to go here in the first. Gadbois, far side. Popping it out to the middle, intended for Barrel, missed his stick. Currently loose as Vischer tried to jump up and pick it up for the Crude, and it's going to be awarded Crude ball now. This player went hard into the boards, and now all alone in the zone is Hodges, and he missed the initial opportunity, which could have been a nice opportunity there. Breakaway. However, the Crude still throwing shots on net, even with a bit of a bobbled ball by Hodges. Ball knocked out of the stick of Allen, so Hoover's going to pick it up. Tries to get it back to Allen up top, and Allen just bobbles that one. And it's going to be Crude possession as Hendricks picks it up. Hendricks running in right into the front as Ballantyne's going to go down hard. There's going to be a penalty on the play to the Titans. Crude, however, get a shot off and stopped by Mitchell, and that's going to do it. So the Crude now going to get their first taste of an extra man as Bassinger heads over to the box. It's going to be a 4-minute hit from behind call. So Chase Bassinger gets a double minor for a hit from behind with 3:25 to go here in the first. McNally, Ballantyne, low shot, Mitchell with the stop, turns it aside. Pops back out to McNally at the top, and there's another shot off, stopped up by Mitchell. Ballantyne trying to go down low and looking for a tic-tac-toe in front was Robertson, as he was going to be picked off. It's now Amiot. Brings it in for the Titans, runs it around behind the Crude net. It's driven into the boards by McNally. As a penalty is going to be coming up on the play here to the Crude as well. as Mitchell's over to the bench. An extra man out, and 30-second shot clock expires. So that's going to end the power play opportunity for now, as Josh McNally gets a 2-minute holding call. So we're going to play the next 2 minutes, 4-on-4. As the Crude gain possession, moving it up the boards now. Far side is Selgren. Selgren trying to get around his man and knocked loose out of the stick of Potvin. Ballantyne with it again. Ballantyne trying to get around Drillette. 30-second shot clock expires. And the Titans with it now. Way brings it across center as Ballantyne loses his footing trying to defend. The nice job by Tellier getting in there, getting a shot off on Connolly through some traffic. Nice job defending, kept in by the Titans just barely. As Barrel did a nice job getting back just in time. Is now taking some hard shots as Tellier right in front of the Crude bench. The ball gets dumped down. As now the Titans almost had possession, knocked down, however, and Brown picks it up, brings it in to the zone. I think he just dumped that a little too hard in as that bounced up into the bench. So Titans possession, 1:13 to go here in the first. 38 seconds left on 4-on-4 play. It's Titans trying to move it around, looking to get a shot off, gets a shot off on Connolly. Through traffic was Patterson right in front of him. 20 seconds left in the call to McNally, as walking it in and getting a shot off was Little, as that goes out of play and going to be awarded Crude ball with 47 to go in the first. Lassard stops it up at the blue line, passes to Ballantyne. Ballantyne checks the clock to see what he's got. About a 19-second separation between shot and game clocks. So the Crude know they have to get at least one more on net, and that's that one that they needed to get on net. However, the Titans are going to pick up the possession, and the Crude are back on the power play. 20 seconds to go here in the first. Titans are going to call a timeout here. So with 18.2 to go in the first, Titans are going to call a timeout. Down a man. I'm looking to maybe go into the first intermission up by 2. There's still 53 seconds left on the penalty to Bassinger, which will cross over into the second period, albeit it will only be about 30 seconds, since they're actually going to reset the game clock here to 21.2. So 21.2 seconds for the Titans to kind of, do whatever they want. If I had to guess, the Titans are likely going to pull Mitchell, make this back to a 5-on-5, and they'll wait until about the 9 to 11 second mark to start a play. Try and get maybe a backdoor shot here on Connolly. As Connolly, sure, there has been one goal against him from pretty far out. However, he's been a pretty stone wall, as that's exactly what the Titans do. They pull Mitchell for 21.2 seconds of play here, 5-on-5. As the referees blow this down, and I don't know what they're blowing it down for. The referee's having a discussion here. The Crude bench coaching staff is not happy here. So the referee is coming back over to the box here, and he's going to talk to the timeskeeper. I don't know what exactly he was complaining about here with the timeskeepers. So there's still 21.2 left on the clock. As now the Titans up the close side, looking right in front, getting a hard shot off there was Little, and now looking to go all the way back. Are the Crude maybe going to be able to tie this one up late in the first, as ball currently sitting loose, 5 seconds left on the clock, and Titans just doing a nice defensive effort to pick up that ball, and the time is going to expire in the first. As now there's going to be some extra pushing and shoving here right at the end. Lessard's going to come over and tell Robertson to maybe take a chill pill, as Robertson having some words with Patterson after. Referee's going to make his way between them. And that is going to do it for the first period here inside our Drawson Recreation Center. 1-0 Titans lead through 20. You're watching CROW LAX TV. We'll be back with the second in less than 10 minutes. Welcome back inside our Drawson Recreation Center. Second period action just minutes away between the Crude Lacrosse Club Tier 2 and the Sherwood Park Titans. Through 20 minutes, a quite low-scoring affair as 1-0 the Titans lead over the Crude. Archer Heft with the only goal so far in this one. I apologize, wearing number 48 tonight, or this afternoon, is actually Luke Mitchell, not Chase Bassinger. So my apologies. I have been very incorrect in the first 20. So Mitchell still has about another, I want to say roughly 30 seconds left on the penalty here. 24 if we're going to be exact. It was a 4-minute hit from behind call. And the Titans doing a good job of killing off what has been the part that was 5-on-4, if you exclude the 2 minutes that the Crude took for a hold. As Allen brings it in the zone, 14 seconds left in the penalty. As the Titans going to start to run the play now. Allen down into the close side boards, runs it behind the net, stops up just behind Connolly. As now fresh out of the box is Mitchell. Getting a shot off, hits a body in front, so Crude going to steal that one out of midair, get a possession off of it as McNally brings it in. Two McNallys playing for the Crude, by the way. Number 12, Josh McNally, and number 17, Brandon McNally. As the Crude get a shot off, stopped up by Ty Mitchell. Hoover brings it in. Passed off to Gadbois. Gadbois now goes down low for Barrel. Barrel on far side boards. And stopped up by Connolly. And a nice opportunity right in front for Little. Is Gadbois with it now again. Pops it out to the top of the circle. As Patterson brings it into the close side to pick it up. Now Gadbois down low. Gadbois gets around his man, gets a shot off the foot of Connolly. This ball currently sitting loose in the far side corner. Referee is going to whistle this down and award possession to the Titans. Patterson at the top to Gadbois. Gadbois gets some help from Patterson to free him up. Trying to go back down low to Patterson, and he's going to miss that initially. So Gadbois scoops that up at the blue line. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the Titans. Gadbois cross pass. Missed everybody. Bounces in front of the net. Gadbois scoops it up. 2 seconds left. He does get a shot off in time on Connolly. A fresh 30 as Patterson picks it up. Patterson rips one and scores. Quinn Patterson gets the Titans up by 2. As Patterson, a nice job spinning around his man, getting up to the top of the circle, and then with some traffic in front of Connolly, rips that one high to put the Titans up by Dos. .17:35 to play as Greenwood and Barrel head to the face-off dot. Scooped up by Mitchell. Up the close side boards is Tellier. Tellier slowing it down a bit. Pass up to the top and knocked down. And losing it is Little, as now Selgren is going to move in and gets it knocked out of his stick by Potvin. Potvin back through center. Pass up, now across back door looking for a shot. That's still down. Connolly's just going to fall on it as Heft looking for his second, looking on the close side, going on to the far side. As Nichols brings it in. And looking to go back as they were looking for a tic-tac-toe, and a player's going to go down. Arm immediately goes in the air for both referees, as heading to the box this time is going to be Way as the whistle blows. So Brandon Way takes, we'll see how many. It's going to be another 4-minute penalty to the Titans for checking from behind. Guilty of 2 in this game now are the Titans. Maybe not the same player, but the same team. So another long power play opportunity for the Crude. And down by 2. There's still a lot of time to go in this one. McNally at the top, about mid-sack, goes down low, stopped up, looking in front, goes off of the post. And ball bounces all the way down, kept in by the Crude. As Ballantyne with it now. Penalty is going to be coming up on the play here to the Titans yet again. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 the next time they touch this one up, as they do touch it up. And it looks like it's going to be a cross-checking penalty. Coaching staff, this is where you want us out of it yet. You're only down by a couple. As Mitchell brings it in. Mitchell has Gadbois with him already. Mitchell trying to go in. He's stopped up by Smith before he can find a lane pretty deep. As Smith just throwing shot after shot after shot. And now we got another one in there of Josh McNally. They're both just absolutely manhandling Mitchell as the ball finally gets knocked loose. And ball's going to be awarded to the Titans here. What a break for the Titans. Still a minute 8 of 5-on-3 time to go. As the Crude coaching staff livid from their bench. Patterson already with one, just holding this one as he takes a couple shots from Nichols. Is now Patterson going to run it in, back down behind the net. Gadbois grabs it up at the top. Gadbois trying to do a little spin move, gets it down low to Patterson again. Patterson's going to wind and fire one that lands just in front of Connolly. As Patterson keeps it, and referees are actually going to call this one down and award it back to the Titans. The Titans getting some good breaks here. It's hanging out back pretty far as Allen, just to prevent any sort of opportunity from mounting odd man back the other way. As now the Titans are going to try to go to work, 2 men down. Still 30 seconds left on that penalty for cross-checking to Cowan. Is now bringing it in as Allen. Allen being cornered by Smith in the far side corner. As now McNally gets in there. And now Allen gets knocked off the ball. 5-on-4 for a minute 20. Crude tried to get something going here. Looking back door and just missing the mark was Nichols as it floated past. Cuts the lead in half. Crude just looking to get an odd man rush wherever they can here as Ballantyne gets a shot off that goes high. Picked up by the Titans. Pass across to Hoover. Hoover to Gadbois. Gadbois walks in, shoots. Connolly aside to his left, and ball bounces all the way down the floor to Mitchell as Mitchell scoops it up and pops it up for Tellier. As we cross the halfway point of this one, 9.5 to go here in the second. Hard shot by the Titans. Grabbed by Connolly. Connolly sends that one up the floor for Nichols. Nichols grabs it, passes over to the open man of Ballantyne. Ballantyne gets it this time. and ties this game at 3s. Aiden Ballantyne all alone on the far side. Goes high over the shoulder of Mitchell. So once again, Greenwood in the dot, meeting Barrel as we sit 3-3, and the game is a brand new one. Titans just trying to get this off. Ellier seems to have maybe pulled something in his knee there for a second as he hobbles towards the boxes there. Greenwood to Gadbois. Bounce pass over to the far side. Picked up by Puck. And he throws it on net as the shot clock comes to an expiry. So it's going to be Crude ball at about the blue line on the Titans zone. Morgan passes up the close side boards. The far side, in the far side corner. Now rips one on net and pops up over Mitchell. As the player goes down right in front of Morgan. Second chance opportunity by the Crude. The Crude now having their offensive prowess. The second period started in the Crude zone for a solid 3 minutes, and now it feels like we've been over in the Titan zone for about that equal amount of time in favor of the Crude this time. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Pops out right into the center, getting a shot off, and almost goes in. It beats Mitchell, but Mitchell doing a nice job using his stick to just pinch off behind as the shot clock comes to an expiry. We will get the media timeout of the second period. Well, Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the CROW LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more today by following them on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. So 7:35 to go here in the second. As I said, a quiet first with only one goal through 20, and now we've had 5 through 12 and a half. The doors are blown wide open in this contest. Thank you for tuning into this game here on CROW LAX TV. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Notified every time we go live. Few other games live at the moment across the network. Be sure to do a little bit of game hopping. Check out the scores from across Junior B Tier 1, Junior B Tier 2, Senior B, and Alberta Major Female. So referees currently having a discussion on the far side with the Crude bench before we get back underway. I should say be sure to follow us on Instagram and X at CROW LAX TV. Game updates all the time. More active on Instagram, so be sure to follow us there. However, you will still get some weekly score updates, new Junior Beast podcast notifications, all that by following us on on X as well. As looking in the middle for Gadbois, misses him off the restart here. Picked up by Tellier, pretty far out. Tellier just trying to slip a man. Gadbois comes in for some help. It's knocked loose, and now the Crude trying to get at it. Selgren is going to be all alone one more time. Moves in, gets a shot off that goes wide. It's now picked up by Little. It's going to be a 3-on-1 for the Titans and a defensive effort for the ages by Lassard as he knocks that loose as the Crude try and go for another odd man opportunity. And Ballantyne gets his second of the game. And what a goal by Ballantyne. Bobbles it on the initial pass, scoops it up, throws it far side over Mitchell, and the Crude get their first lead of this game with 6:51 to play in the second. So the Crude looking to extend their lead for the first time as they get a shot off that goes off of the shoulder of Mitchell all the way down the floor and bounces right to Connolly. As Connolly picks that one up, is he going to send this one down the floor? He's just going to bounce this one along the floor as Hendricks redirected it, and now looking for the outlet was McNally as he was right there. As now Gadbois moves in all alone, getting a shot off of the foot of Connolly into the far side corner. Ballantyne maybe looking for his third of this one, and he puts it off the shoulder of Mitchell. Ballantyne. Bourne picks it back up in Titans territory. 5.5 to go here in the second. Bourne off to McNally. McNally cuts to the center. Looking backdoor, putting it off of the post was Ryder Morgan. And the net was practically wide open for him, and he found nothing but metal. As the Titans scoop it up right in front of their own net, pop it out to Hoover. One at the moment was Selgren. Hoover has Gadbois with him. And hard into the boards is going to be Puck as he was knocked down and slid for a few feet. Around on the change, just trying to maybe stayed hovering around the change, but off. That pops up. Crude maintained, well, momentarily anyway, as Tellier grabs that one right on the red line. Did not have to go far for the possession, 8 seconds. Goes wide, almost hits the netting, stays out, gets past everyone. Ballantyne now was looking for another outlet in front. Went a little bit too high for him as now ball gets sent all the way down and a hard knock down as McNally heads to the box once again. It's going to be his third penalty of this game. McNally just standing there. It's going to be a 2-minute cross check as McNally yelling at him. McNally saying he jumped for it. I think McNally might be high on paint fumes at the moment because he definitely did not jump there. And that was right in the numbers. I'm actually a little bit surprised they didn't give McNally a 4-minute hit from behind, but nonetheless, here we sit with another 2-minute power play for the Titans. Titans moving it around, getting a shot off. They're going to award this ball to the Crude. Bouncing for Robertson, scooped up by Hoover. Knocked loose out of Hoover's stick. And now we got a hit from behind again. No penalty is going to come up on that one, however. It's Gadbois with it. This game's starting to ramp up in physicality now as these teams do not like each other in this one. Hard shot from the outside, picked up by the Crude, and now the Crude trying to move it up. Vischer is going to be all alone up front, however, not going to be passed to him by Selgren. That goes up into the netting. Off of Mitchell. So Crude ball, Ballantyne restarts it on the far side. 3 minutes to go here in the second as player's going to be hit from behind. So they're going to award this ball to the Titans now with 3 minutes to play in the second. Way on the close side. And now Heft was looking to wind up. Nichols gets in there before he's able to fire that one off. Now Barrel back and forth with Patterson. Bounced over to Puck. As Puck takes a hard shot that goes wide and bounces all the way down the floor. That's going to be an over and back with just over 2.5 to play in the second. Crude restarting deep in Titans territory. It's Bourne comes out to the blue line. He's going to just dump it down as the shot clock winds down within this final 6 seconds. He's going to freely give that one up. 10 seconds left on the penalty to McNally, so he's about to come out of the box here. To Tellier. 5. Tellier passing off, hard shot. And now the Crude maybe trying to pick that one back up. Now it's Gadbois picks it up and gets a shot off, and they're going to say, we're going to award this to, I believe it's the Titans in the far side corner here. So Gadbois restarts it in the far side corner. Looking through the middle, missed everybody. Going to be scooped up now as Riley Robertson's going to move in all alone. Robertson gets a shot off. However, Mitchell came up with the stop. Tipped aside by Tellier to himself. Within the final 90 seconds now of the second. As Patterson with it, winds, fires one wide. Bounces all the way back to Tellier. Tellier gets some assistance, goes down low to Gadbois. Gadbois back over and getting a shot off and scores as Heft gets his second of the game and ties this game back at 4s now. The minute 7 to go. The Crude bench is actually yelling at the referee, why was there a reset there? So referee heading over to give an explanation. So he's given that right now. I just want to thank you for tuning in to CROW LAX TV one more time. It's always an honor to bring you all the lacrosse action across the RMLL Junior B circuit. Our first year doing Tier 2 here, so we appreciate everybody for tuning in. As Way and Greenwood are going to be the two to take the draw. 67 seconds to go here in the second. Off the draw, ball still loose, some sticks flying, bodies everywhere. As dropped right in front there. As now there's going to be an extra shot here thrown on Little, as there is going to be a penalty coming up to him. So it looked like Vischer maybe was wanting a piece of him. So he drops Greenwood. And now the Crude just looking to get a extra man goal here on the delayed penalty call. Still 36 seconds left in the period. So the Crude fire one high, touched up by the Titans. So it's going to be a Titans penalty with 30 seconds left. Heading over to the box is Josh Little. So it's going to be a 2-minute cross-checking call to Little with 30 seconds to go here in the in the second. I keep saying the first. My mind is very much not here today. So 30.5 seconds left in the second, which means the Crude technically do have to get another shot on net within that 30-second window. 0.5 seconds will separate the shot and game clocks, which, I mean, right there is the shot that they needed, I think. They're going to say it actually did not hit him. I thought it did hit Mitchell, but they're saying it hit over the net or went over the net. McNally passing over to Ballantyne and looking back door on that one was Morgan. As they're going to award this ball to the Titans now with 6 seconds to go here in the second. So that's pretty much going to do it now. As right in front is Morgan, as he's going to be hacked by Way, and now we're going to have some fisticuffs here inside Ardrossan as everybody's on top of one another. And even Mitchell's getting involved as the goaltender heads over. As guys still going down and around. As Way took an extra shot and the Crude took exception. As the referee's just trying to untangle everybody here. And as everybody gets untangled, Well, welcome back inside our Drawson Recreation Center. Third period action about to begin here between the Tier 2 Crude Lacrosse Club visiting the Sherwood Park Titans. So through 40 minutes of play, 4-4 is where we sit. This game tied up is after that post-period scrum. We've got quite a few players in the box here. So there's still a minute 30 left on the initial penalty that the Titans took near the end of the second, as well as 2 players in the box for each of the Crude and the Titans in that post-period scrum. The way the boards are situated here, I can't quite tell you exact numbers, unfortunately. However, I can tell you all the penalties that get awarded if they put anything else on the board. One of the referees currently in the penalty box talking with the timeskeepers to get everything sorted and situated. So once again, we thank you for tuning into CROW LAX TV this afternoon for this Tier 2 matchup. My name is Keenan, bringing you all the action from inside our Drawson Recreation Center. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that little red subscribe button on the bottom right of your player window. And hit that little notification bell that pops up beside it afterwards. Be notified every time we go live all season long. Some more action coming to you next weekend, and still a few weeks left on the regular season as we're into the back half of the regular seasons right now. Final week of regular season action here on CROW will be games on July 13th. Before the following weekend will be round 1 of the Junior B Tier 1 playoffs. After that, round 2. I mean, that's normally how playoffs go, round 1, then round 2. And after that, we will have our full determined list of teams into the Larry Bishop Memorial Cup, which will take place in Fort Saskatchewan the first weekend of August, August 1st through 4th. We'll have all the coverage for you all tournament long from Fort Sask. This referee's still over in the box having discussions, trying to figure out what everybody's getting after that scrum. As I believe we're in for a heavy-hitting, hard-checking third period tied at 4s. So it doesn't actually look like they're going to put anything additional on the score clock at least. So coincidentals, 2 coincidentals each way is what I'm assuming unless otherwise notified here. So referees finally get everything sorted out, getting into their respective positions. As ball is down, sticks in place, and we are underway for the third period in our Drawson. As Titans with the ball off the opening draw of the third and going down hard, and there's going to be a penalty to the Crude here. As going down hard was Riley Barrel, and the Crude immediately are going to negate their power play just like that. 8 seconds into the third period. It's going to be a 4-minute hit from behind here for the Crude. So we're going to play 4-on-4 for a minute 23 and then about 2.5 of power play time for the Titans. As Connor Puck gets it restarted here for the Titans. Swings it out onto the far side boards. Looking to find a lane in, maybe getting some help from a couple of players is Tellier. Tellier gets it to Puck. Puck loses his footing and gets knocked down by a Crude player, and they're going to award this ball freely to the Titans. Crude bench up in arms, and quite frankly, after that show at the end of the second, they should, I'm going to reserve the rest of my comments. Tellier gets a shot off. Connolly pads it aside. So now the Crude move it back into the zone. Lassard being covered by his opposing 24 of Patterson. And now running over to pick that one up is Hoover in close side corner, Titans territory. Patterson back across looking for Gadbois. Down low, Gadbois gets a shot off. And a nice job by Connolly dropping down and getting that save. Wow, with it again. Gets it out to Patterson. Patterson with a shot. Connolly with another. Score! Scores! Archer Heft. That putting the Titans back up by one on the 4-on-4. So we're up by one on the 4-on-4. So we're going to remain. Barrel and Greenwood once more in the dot. As Greenwood topples over Barrel, they're going to award this one to the Titans. Tellier restarting it. Out to Puck. Puck slows it down, holds it, 4 seconds left on the penalty. As coming out of the box now is Little, as the Titans now on a power play for the next 2.5 minutes. Titans trying to scoop it up and maybe get a shot off behind the back pass. Goes over and shot on net by Patterson. Be armed aside by Connolly. As now, player goes hard into the boards on a hip check that was thrown by Sebastian Smith. So Titans get a free possession here off of that. As trying to shake it off is Connor Puck. As he goes all the way over to the bench. Little with it outside. Gets it over and hard shot there by the Titans. They're going to award this ball to the Crude off ball. Now Gadbois gets in there trying to knock it loose. A couple shots taken on McNally by Tellier. As Tellier is able to strip McNally of this one, he's just going to flip it up for Little on the close side boards running along the penalty boxes at the moment. Still a minute 35 of power play time to go for the Titans. As a nice job there by Vischer to knock that ball loose, and now it is still loose as it's knocked out of the stick of Smith. Barrel gets around two defenders, running up the close side boards and gets knocked down, and they're going to award this ball to the Crude as Little knocks down one of the Crude players. Vischer pops it over to the far side boards. It's Boissonneau. Boissonneau trying to push in, and he's being stopped up by Cowan right in front. Boissonneau just can't find his way around Hoover and Cowan, as well as now Patterson in there. 42 seconds of power play time to go as the shot clock comes to an expiry. So Titans move it into the zone. Is Hoover. Hoover going to Gadbois down low, and it just bounces over Gadbois' stick. As a penalty is coming up to the Crude here. as Gadbois was knocked down, and there was a goal that was scored by Patterson as he was right in front of Connolly. So the Titans go up by 2 now off of the delayed penalty. So still, honestly, probably a lucky break here for the Crude. As there's still 26 seconds left on the initial penalty. As now the referees are getting it sorted correctly here. So still the 26 seconds left, and it looks like they were actually giving them 2 penalties maybe. I'm not 100% sure exactly what's happening here. So they put 2 minutes up on the score clock, but I don't believe that should be there. Nonetheless, we'll see if they leave it there. As referees just trying to get some stuff sorted. So now out of the box is going to be Drolet for the Titans, as they are just trying to get everybody sorted here from that post-period scrum. So they still have 2 minutes up on the clock there, and I'm not sure why, because we are playing a 5-on-4 right now. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. Nonetheless, they're not removing it, so maybe it's still a full 2 minutes. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how this plays out over the next 30 seconds as the Titans pick this ball up. Just trying to back into it is Little. So Robertson pops it out. Robertson up the close side boards. Robertson is going to be in all alone, getting a shot off, and Mitchell comes up with the stop. As that first penalty does expire for the Crude, and we're still going to have 2 minutes. So I believe they actually did call that incorrectly. Nonetheless, the Titans are going to remain on the power play for another minute 24. It's Little up at the top. Back to Little. Wines fires one just wide. Getting maybe his own rebound as he's going to be knocked off the ball. So they get tied up. Now Gadbois with it. Gadbois rips a shot on that goes wide and up into the netting. So this is going to be Crude ball with 15:15 to go here in the third. So McNally comes in. Stops up behind the Titans net. Trying to push his way in. He does, gets a shot off, and a nice save by Mitchell. Means that the Crude get awarded this one again. Still 40 seconds on the PK for the Crude. As Hoover is just holding his man against the boards. Still just holding it as McNally. He finally breaks free. Tries to spin move in. Diving shot stopped by Mitchell. As that ball's on the floor, referees going to award this one to the Titans now. Ballantyne doing a nice job picking off that pass. As now Ballantyne's going to be in all alone. Gets a shot off the shoulder of Mitchell and picked up by the Titans. Allen brings it in. He's got some help as Gadbois out there with him. Patterson's out there with him. Gadbois streaking in, looking for a pass off as ball just kind of bounced off Gadbois. And Gadbois with a second chance shot. Maybe looking for a third chance shot right in front as Connolly was down and out. And now the Crude moving it in quickly. Looking to get a shot off, and stopped up by Mitchell was Caleb Smith. Hoover just crossed the half. Over to Heft already with 3 in this one as Heft rips one on net and up into the netting off of Connolly. So Titans awarded this one again as the Titans had too many men on the floor And that's going to be a 2-minute penalty to the Titans for too many men. And unfortunately, just a bit of a lazy call on a lazy change for the Titans. So Drolette's going to come over to serve this one. So 13:46 to play here. And the Crude still only down by 2. Plenty of time to find their way back into this game. Valentine restarting. Dishing off to McNally. Back to Valentine. Valentine being hounded by Allen. Back to McNally. And quick one-time shot. Beautiful chance by Hendricks. That's how he got his first one of this game. Was on the back door and rips one on net. Is Brandon McNally. Give him his second of the game. And it's going to be a power play goal to make it 6-5. So 13:23 to play in the third. Here on CROW LAX TV between the Sherwood Park Titans and the Tier 2 Crude Lacrosse Club. As Way and Greenwood head back to the center. This ball pops over towards the Titans bench, going to be picked up by the Titans. As Patterson moves it in. Patterson stops up, being covered. He's trying to maintain possession. He does. It's now quick pass over to Puck. Back to Patterson. Patterson calling a shot as he shoots one. Gets a piece of Connolly. Rebound going to be picked up by the Crude. As now deep down was Vischer as he missed the initial pass. Now looking right up front was Bourne for a pass from the corner. He was all alone, missed a pass himself. Gadbois misses a pass. Wow, I believe that one actually may have been picked off by Selgren. Nonetheless, a few missed passing plays here. As now the Crude looking back door. Nichols gets a shot and stopped up by Mitchell. As Ballantyne grabs it. Just over 12 to play. McNally. Down low, far side corner. Looking right in front. Nobody home. Hendricks back behind the net for Ballantyne. Ballantyne trying to bounce it out to Hendricks in front. He was covered by a man. And that's going to be called an over and back on the Crude. Far side boards, calling a Patterson. Ball gets knocked loose. Is going to move in all alone. Maybe Robertson's with him as he gets it to Robertson. Robertson with a shot and scores! Riley Robertson ties this game up quickly for the Crude as it now is 6-6. So just an update, off of the second period scrum, there's only one player left in either box at the moment, that being Ryder Morgan of the Crude. Assuming he did get a 10-minute misconduct, he should be out in about a minute and a half, give or take, or whistle after the minute and a half. As Titans going to be awarded this one off of the draw. Comes out to Little up high, and Little gets it started once again. Little to Gadbois. Gadbois, spin move. Patterson now. Patterson trying to push in, back to Gadbois. Gadbois with a hard low shot. And Vischer grabs the rebound for the Crude. Vischer drops it around the red line. Is able to maintain possession, however. Vischer takes some shots from Hoover in the close side corner. Just can't find his way around him. Elects to pass it to Ballantyne, who rips one just wide. Ends up bouncing behind the net. Penalty on the play here. As the Crude bench up in arms once again, as Hayden Hodges is going to head to the box. It's going to be a 2-minute cross-checking call on the Crude. So the Titans once again going to work one power play goal so far in this game, and that was the singular power play goal was by Josh Little. Little with it now. Cross to Gadbois. Up top, Tellier. And hard shot by Little. Gets a piece of a defender in front. And now running down the floor, Riley Robertson looking for his second of the game. Puts it just wide. Ball bounces up into center. Ballantyne able to pick that one up. And they are going to call an over and back officially. Crude bench and fans are yelling why. Quite frankly, they didn't actually touch Mitchell. So that is an over and back on Ballantyne. Titans look to set something up. As Barrel drives his man into the boards, they're going to award this to the Crude now. Just under 10 to play. It's pass right in front for Ballantyne. Gets stopped. Still another minute of power play time remaining. As Drolet gets it knocked out of his stick. And it gets awarded to the Crude. Right in front of the Titans bench. Hendricks with it. Looking for Ballantyne in front. Ballantyne and Cowan going after it together. Comes out, scooped up on the close side by Stang. Stang. Holding. Tries to throw it in front. It's picked off by the Crude and knocked loose out of their stick as Little was trying to get something offensive mounted. Little keeping it as he takes a few slashes from Selgren. Gadbois to Tellier to Gadbois. Cross to Little. Little bobbles it, ends up with Tellier. Tellier fires one on net and scores! Micah Tellier gets his name on the score sheet, makes it 7-6 for the Titans. .850 left on the clock here in the third. Titans now up by a single here on CROW LAX TV. Way and Greenwood be picked up by Boissonneau moving in as he gets knocked down. Free possession awarded to the Crude. Nichols with it on the far side half boards. Out to McNally. To Bourne. Bourne trying to get around Cowan. Bourne sends it up for McNally. McNally rips one on net. Shoulder stopped by Mitchell. And now the Titans pass was completely whiffed on. So the Crude pick it up in their own zone. As Vischer brings it in. Vischer. Pass to Hodges. Hodges waits. Gives it to McNally. McNally throws one on net, stopped up by Mitchell. Some extra shots just by Drolet and Greenwood on their way back to the benches. Nothing too major there. The Titans just trying to send it up through center. It's going to be awarded Crude ball with 7:39 to play here in the third. This referee's going to have a discussion with one another real quick. Well, maybe not real quick. They're having a bit of a lengthier discussion at the moment. Well, this seems like a good time to tell you that Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus, learn about the CROW LAX program, and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. You can learn more today by following them on Instagram at Battle of the Border Lax. As referees are now going to signal a water break for the media timeout after a bit of a lengthy discussion that they had. So 7:39 to play here in our Drawson Recreation Center. 7-6 Titans lead in a hotly contested game that has seen 12 of the 13 goals scored over the last 32 minutes of play. As everyone heads back to their respective nets, Hendricks is going to restart it. Hendricks goes down, well getting a shot off stop. Now Titans cross the half. Popped over to Hoover. Hoover goes down low with it. Goes for a change off himself. It's puck, holding, waiting. Gives it to Barrel. Barrel. Couple passes later. Stick gets knocked out of a Crude hand. There's nothing coming up there. Player gets knocked off the ball, and now there's going to be some extra pushing and shoving here between Robertson and puck. And referees are going to award this to the Titans now. It was originally supposed to go to the Crude, I believe. And Robertson gives that one away back to the Titans. As McNally is right on top of him, referee's telling him to move back. Patterson with it now. Patterson finds an open lane over for Gadbois. Gadbois being just absolutely hacked and slashed. Gets it out to Tellier. Tellier has it in the far side corner. Now picked up by the Crude. Crude moving back left to right. Player goes down into the boards. Ball bounces over for the Titans as Drolet sends it to Tellier. Tellier looking, he's got Heft right to his right. Now covered by Smith, coming right off the bench and popped up to Connor Puck. Puck to Tellier, 6 minutes to play. Fires one on net and gets a nice piece of Lassard. In a bit of pain, heads over to the Crude bench. Gadbois gets his stick dug pretty deep in there. And shot clock is going to come to an expiry. There's going to be a penalty on the play. It looks like it's going to be a holding call coming up. So it's going to be a 2-minute holding call to Gadbois with 5:49 to go here. In the third. So the Crude get 2 minutes to try and pull back to a tie game as McNally restarts for the Crude. Makes its way to Ballantyne on the close side, now to Robertson right in front, and falls out of Robertson's stick in behind the goal line. So the Titans send it up for Allen. Allen got a little piece of it, not quite enough of it. And a nice job there by McNally to just knock that ball right to himself. Impressive work on the defensive end of the ball. Ballantyne rips one from really close in. and Mitchell reads it the whole way. And the ball is going to go all the way down the floor. Just over 5 to go. Titans still lead by a single. 7-6. As the Titans currently just holding it, trying to kill off as much time as they can. A couple Crude guys now coming in to try and get that ball out of there. They do knock it out of the stick. As now the ball is loose. It seems like Tellier maybe wanted a call there. He's not getting one. As player goes down, and they're going to award this to the Titans on a sloppy play by the Crude. So Way picks it up just inside his own zone. Pops it to Tellier. As Tellier goes to Patterson. Patterson just holding it, trying to kill off some more time. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Gadbois. As firing one on the net as the shot clock comes to an expiry is Patterson. And 15 seconds left as limping over to the bench is Vischer, as seemed to have taken a kind of weird tumble by the penalty boxes. Crude on the outside, Ballantyne with it, 7 seconds of power play time to go, falls out of the stick of McNally. McNally goes down low and looking back door. Potentially Brown as Gadbois now out of the net. We're 5-on-5. As they're going to award this to the Crude with 3:42 to play. Gadbois gets in there trying to knock it out of McNally's stick. Gadbois picks it up. He takes a few shots, and there's a penalty now coming up on the play to Brandon McNally, as he's going to take a holding call here. As Morgan officially now out of the box for the Crude with 3.5 to play in this game. And McNally sits for 2 in the sin bin for holding, which will take us to about 1.5 minutes left in this game. Titans around the outside. Few tic-tac-toe passes over far side Patterson. Patterson comes up to the top and rips one just over the net and misses everybody's stick and bounces all the way down the floor. It's going to be called an over and back on the Titans with 3:10 to go here in the third. Hendricks trying to get in. Ballantyne trying to give some help. Hendricks still holding, trying to back his man in, and behind the back pass intended for Ballantyne ends up going to nobody except the far side corner. Hoover crosses half. Hoover right into center for Barrel. Barrel out to the top for Puck. Puck immediately dishes it around, regains it off a pass from Gadbois, now back up top for Tellier. Puck back to Tellier. Gadbois, Puck, rips one on net just after the shot clock expires, so no goal even though it did go in the net. Just barely missing that timer. It's McNally brings it in. The other McNally of Josh. It's his brother Brandon still sitting for another 30 seconds in the penalty box. It's McNally behind the net with it. Still holding it. His way is right on him. Now Heft gets in there and knocks him down. Now an extra shot after the whistle. Nonetheless, no penalty coming up here. This referee's going to get them to reset here as Allen was trying to maybe beat a whistle. So 13 seconds left on the power play for the Titans. 7-6 as we enter the final 2 minutes here. Cutting in is Allen. Allen throws it across for Little. Little throws one on net that goes just wide. We're back 5-on-5 as the Titans able to pick off a pass by the Crude that were trying to go to McNally fresh out of the box. Minute 20 to play. Simpson, as now they're going to award this to the Crude. The minute 14 to go. Crude, the minute 14 to go. Crude bringing it in. Smith trying to go to Ballantyne. Missed him. Crude bringing it in. Smith trying to go to Ballantyne. Missed him. And scooped up by Mitchell. It's now up the close side to Hoover within the final minute of play now. Hoover being covered by Nichols. Hoover gets around Nichols, not quite as Nichols hits him into the boards. Nonetheless, Titans maintain possession, get a shot off. That's stopped up by Patterson. Or sorry, by Connolly, my apologies. As now the Crude are going to call a timeout with 42.6 seconds to play here in the third, down by a single. So nonetheless, the Crude are going to have to make at least one shot if they want to hold this ball for the rest of the period and the rest of the game. Obviously, the goal is to tie this one at the very least. Nonetheless, Connolly likely going to be sitting on the bench once we get started back up. That's exactly where he's going. The Titans only 42.6 seconds away from victory in this hard-fought, contested battle between these two clubs. Crude just trying to find their places on the floor. Some traffic being directed by Hodges and Ballantyne. As Ballantyne will get initial possession at the half. We're back underway for the final 42 seconds. Hodges, Ballantyne. Back to Hodges, maybe. No, he fakes the shot, and Ballantyne gets the goal! Ballantyne rips it over the shoulder of Mitchell, ties this game at 7s with 30.7 seconds to play. So 5-on-5 once again as Connolly heads back to his net. And the Crude, what a play. Greenwood scoops it up, 23 seconds. Nichols being covered by Allen. Ballantyne takes a bit of a high hit from Allen. Referees don't see it. They're not going to call it. Nichols passes off and rips one on net, or the Crude in the final dying seconds. It goes wide, and that's going to do it for regulation here in Ardrossan through the full 60 minutes. Well, we need some extra time to potentially decide a winner of this game. 7-7 through 60. So the overtime period here in Ardrossan could decide it all. Once again, a hotly contested game that's been so back and forth, and just proves that as we head to overtime. Some big stories of the game, a 1-0 lead for the Titans coming out of the first period, and then the tying goal by Ballantyne with 30.7 seconds left in the game to send this one to OT. As time expires on the intermission break clock. So play a 5-minute sudden death, no one scores, and we're tied as your final 7-7. But who likes a tied game to finish things off? Let's get a goal, shall we? As Greenwood and Way are going to meet in the dot for the overtime draw. They're going to say it was a false start by the Crude, so Titans are going to get awarded this one early in OT. Patterson slowly walks it in, calls a play. Patterson, spin move. He's got some help, looking to wind up maybe. So he gets it over to Gadbois in the far side corner. Gadbois now trying to run it up, throws it down low and looking for a shot off as Heft is going to be knocked into the crease. Now thrown up as Gadbois tries to cut it off. He isn't able to on the pass intended for Nichols as Robertson gets driven into the boards. They're going to award this ball to the Crude with 4:20 to go here in OT. McNally with it, asking for some help. He gets some. McNally just trying to run it around. Takes a bit of a high shot. There's going to be a penalty on the play to Drolet coming up here. And what a break for the Crude unless they can get the extra man goal here as Ballantyne already with 3 in this one looks to rip one on net. He rips one on net and it goes off the iron and wide as the Crude pick that one up. And with that, they are going to call the official cross-check on the Titans as they say he stepped within the box there. The Crude player stepped within the box, so we get the stoppage. So Drolet takes 2 for cross-checking here with 3:51 to go in the overtime period. And this could be the final nail in the coffin for the Titans against the Crude if they can just repeat what they did only moments ago. Ballantyne down low, looking one tic-tac-toe, and Robertson throws it wide, gets his own rebound, and Mitchell keeps it. Ballantyne gains the rebound. McNally down low, looking for it was Hendricks who puts it wide. Bounces over to McNally. Still 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Ballantyne, Hendricks, back to Ballantyne. Ballantyne rips one low, gets a piece of the goaltender, and the Titans try and move it back the other way. Now Titans shorthanded, moving in is Austin Allen. Allen looking for a shot off, gets a shot off, and as Connolly had it kind of trapped in his equipment there. So the Crude cross the half with 3 minutes to play in OT. McNally, Ballantyne, Hendricks, cross pass looking back door was Morgan. Not going to happen this time. This ball going to be awarded to the Crude with 2:44 to go. Morgan, McNally, Hendricks, quick pass. He's looking in front for Nichols. It's Morgan now. Bounced to Ballantyne just wide of him. Picks up the ball still. Out to McNally, who gets a hard shot that goes wide of the net. 8 seconds left on the shot clock as the ball pops out to a Titan with 2:18 to go. 25 seconds left on the power play here for the Crude. Gets a shot off. Connolly comes up with a stop, and it went in! Just like that, Quinn Patterson gets the win for the Titans. Connolly didn't know where it was, and it fell through him into the net. And short-handed goal will finish this one in Ardrossan. Your final score, Sherwood Park Titans 8, Crude Lacrosse Club 7. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this afternoon's matchup. We appreciate you. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Be notified every single time we go live all season long across Junior B Tier 1, Junior B Tier 2, Senior B, and Alberta Major Female. My name is Keenan. Thank you so much again for tuning in on CROW.